Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. It's been a big couple of days if you're a Rafa Nadal fan, of course, and everyone knows I'm one as well. And I try to keep it nice and impartial and unbiased. But of course, I'm happy. I'm a happy bunny that he won Roland Garros, of course, in what can only be described as an incredible victory and a record-breaking one at that, and going into the third favorite as well. Some news as well coming out of that, and we're not going to focus on Roland Garros. We do and will be doing a review with Gil Gross, actually, a live review, and obviously you can watch it back as well tomorrow at 9 p.m. UK time. And I'll also be doing my own review of it, like really in depth, kind of going through both the men's and women's, and then looking at it from a number of players' points of view and seeing what it means for them, how they did in the tournament, and going forward as well. We're also going to be doing our Wimbledon power rankings as well, starting from it will be the end of this week because the grass court tournaments have already started. So we'll see what the results are there, and then we'll start building our Wimbledon power rankings, which will be exciting. But the big news coming out is that Rafael Nadal, is intending to play Wimbledon. So we're going to get into that quickly. Before we do, remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. So he came out after winning Roland Garros and said that, look, I've been playing with injections on the nerves to numb the foot, and that's why I was able to play during these 2 weeks. So he literally played Roland Garros without any feeling in his foot, in the foot that obviously has that degenerative Muller-Weiss syndrome, which is like a rare disease, right? And he's had it, and it affects the bones in your feet. So what's interesting is that he's had those injections, and obviously incredible that he managed to play without any feeling in one of his feet. Like, I mean, just I can't even imagine playing or even walking without any feeling in my foot. So to play at an elite level of sport is just incredible, and to not even just play at an elite level, but succeed as well is just phenomenal. But he did say as well, coming out of it, that it's obvious with the circumstances that I'm playing, I can't and don't want to keep going, talking about the multiple injections. So he did say that he didn't have any feelings in his foot because the doctor was able to put anesthetic injections on the nerves, so that took out the feelings on his foot. He said, I'm going to be in Wimbledon if my body is ready to be in Wimbledon. So it's a lot's going to, I guess, come down to how he's feeling physically more than anything. He's not going to just say I'm not going to play, but he's also not going to say certainly yes I'm going to play. He's going to do his best to try and play. Although the one thing he said he wouldn't do is have those injections again. Now let's have a quick read of the rest of the stuff he's going to do. So he said, I'm going to be in Wimbledon if my body is ready to be in Wimbledon. That's it. Wimbledon is not a tournament that I would want to miss. I think nobody wants to miss Wimbledon. I love Wimbledon. He says, if I'm able to play with anti-inflammatories, yes. To play with anesthetic injections, no. I don't want to put myself in that position again. Nadal said he would have radio frequency ablation, which uses heat on the nerve to quell long-term pain, but would have to consider surgery if that treatment did not provide a sufficient solution. He says, if that works, I'm going to keep going. If that doesn't work, then it is going to be another story. Then I have to ask myself if I'm ready to do major surgery that doesn't guarantee me to be able to be competitive again and could take a long time to be back. So, yeah, it's a very interesting one. So he did say that the injections was really the only option for him to be competitive at Roland Garros, which is, yeah, not ideal, of course. And the one thing that I'd say is that if I'm looking at it from a Rafael Nadal point of view, that doesn't exactly bode massively well for Wimbledon, in the sense that, going into Roland Garros, a lot of people thought that the foot was bad, and clearly it's bad enough that he needs to have the injections, but he says he's not going to have them now at Wimbledon. So what does he do? Well, he said he'll have anti-inflammatories. That might not be enough. So I guess a lot's going to come down to how he's feeling in the kind of the week before Wimbledon, really, physically, and if he feels like he's recovered. Obviously, that ablation is what he's going to have, and hopefully that works. I think if you're a Rafael Nadal fan or you're just a general tennis fan, everyone wants to see him, playing. He's just won the first 2 Grand Slams of the year. He has actually a chance for the first time in his career to win a Canada Slam at this point. He's had the best start that he's ever had in any season of his career, which is just so crazy to say, considering that, at the beginning of this year, just before the Australian Open. He wasn't even sure if he was going to be able to compete again. He thought he might have to retire because of the foot. So there's a lot going on, right, with him at the moment. And I think you can't really take anything for granted or anything for certain with him just because it is almost, and it seems like he's taking things kind of day by day, but he is very much wanting to play. He's obviously at a very, very top level. Like, he's had a fantastic year. It's just funny that, and unfortunate, I guess, that we're talking still about whether he's going to be able to play tournaments, whether he's going to be able to continue, despite him being at the top of the game, really, so far this year anyway. He's now on his 22nd slam. He's 2 in front of Novak. There's a lot to play for, of course, for the rest of the year. Novak will go into the next 2 slams as favourite, you'd imagine. But, if Rafa's fit and he's playing, the head-to-head on grass is 2-all, although you'd probably say Novak is a better grass quarter. Nadal still has had a lot of success there. As of late, not as much, but he also hasn't been fit enough to really compete there. So it'll be interesting to see whether he does play and what happens, and whether that treatment I guess is successful, because that might have a big bearing on his future, not just this year, but going forward as well. So let me know your thoughts on that. And are you excited to potentially see Nadal at Wimbledon? What do you think his chances are as well? Do you think he would be, one of the top 3 favorites or one of the top 5 favorites, or do you think he might even win it? Let me know in the comment section. I'm also going to do a separate video for a member's request. Actually, 2 members requested it. So if you are a member, there is a chat or a community post where I did ask for suggestions on videos, and obviously I'll try and make sure that I get those requests, as long as they're, I think they're decent requests, which all of them so far seem to be reasonable ones. Then yeah, let's get on it. Let's try and get that content out there for you guys. So do remember to check it out. And yeah, so one is going to be on Nadal and his physical condition and what I think might happen going forward. Just my opinion on it, how long I think he might play for, and how his body might hold up. So I'm going to give a more kind of in-depth view on that. I have quite a lot of knowledge on it already in terms of from reading, but I'm going to do a bit more research, and then I'll compile a video together on that and then talk about that in more detail for you guys, which hopefully will be an interesting listen and watch. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Remember to hit that like button, please, if you haven't done so already. And if you're watching or listening on a podcast platform, do remember to hit that subscribe button, leave a rating or review. Really does help us out. Thank you so much, guys. Stay safe and well, and we'll see you for the next video, and hopefully tomorrow for the live review with Gil Gross. Thanks very much, guys. See you later.